It's called praying, people. Kill the Tebow.
Hello America and the rest of the world, and happy holidays to you all, and welcome to the Buffalo Bills pregame show for week 16 against the Denver Broncos. Now, we all remember from the start that this one over here is secretly a Broncos fan. We learned that literally the first time we ever saw her on camera, and as you can see, she's sporting her dotted little Bronco thing she has going on. But we'll get to that, I guess, a little bit later. And as you can tell, no one else showed up because of that. There you go. Let's continue. Okay, the top story of this game, let's see. Could it be Jesus coming to Buffalo? I don't know. Where else would you rather want to be on Christmas, right? We have Tim Tebow coming to Buffalo on Christmas. So what do you think about this whole Tebow thing that's been going on?
I don't like it. I don't like the whole reference to Tebowing and praying and all that kind of thing, because people have been kneeling and pointing to the sky and praying long before he was in the NFL, long before he was born. So it's called praying, people. Kill the Tebow.
No, I'm joking around right now, but I do tend to agree. I remember when the movie Angels in the Outfield talked about praying on one knee for after a touchdown, and that movie came out in 1994 or something, and I'm thinking, wow, that was like 17 years ago. So it's like, I think it's an interesting little fad, but it does need to wear off a little bit. But I mean, and it's all about the fact that the Broncos, and as a Broncos fan, you probably have to admit that their winning streak was pretty.
Yeah, I mean, since Tebow came in, they are 7-2. So, you know, I don't think that has anything to do with what he's doing. You know, the defense up until last week was kind of stepping up, but for some reason, they fell off on Sunday. But I haven't figured out why people haven't thought like fourth quarter Tebow's going to run a touchdown in 47-yard line. He's done it almost every single game they've won, and nobody's figured it out. So let's see if the Bills do.
Yeah, it all depends if Chan does his coaching, which we're going to get into in a couple seconds here. Because I broke down the game. I decided to scout the game. I went to Applebee's to watch the game because it wasn't on TV if you were in the Buffalo area. They put the Jets and Philly game on. I don't know why. That was the dumbest thing they could have possibly done. But anyway, so let's break down the game a little bit. The Patriots scored over 40 points last week on the Broncos. You even mentioned this before we start taping that the defense broke down. But they have some really good defensive players. They got Alex Duberville, they got Von Miller, Champ Bailey. I mean, so do we think that the Bills, with Chan Gailey's past happiness, could somehow duplicate what the Patriots did?
Only reason why I don't think so, I think with the Patriots, they had the tight ends. I mean, Gronkowski's a great player, and a lot of people don't really know how to plan for him. So not only do they have receivers, but they got this awesome tight end who's probably close to their leading receiver on the team. So I don't think they really knew how to, game plan for him and everybody else. So I think that might have been part of the breakdown with the defense on Sunday. But I mean, with the Bills, everybody knows what we got coming. Everybody knows everybody's hurt. We're down to C.J. Spiller, Stevie Johnson, and who was the other guy? Hagan, I think he might have played, or somebody else. Yeah. So, we got a bunch of no-names, which you would kind of think would play to our advantage because there's not a lot of film on.
So, if you look at the Denver offense, Tebow's offense is basically designed for him, from what I saw when I watched the game. There was a lot of options, not a lot of passes, and let's face it, in high school and college football, you see more running than you do passing. That's just the name of the game. So, and the Bills, every time I've ever seen the Bills defense fight an option, they fall for it. And all they do is run Tebow and run a double back option. And I'm thinking, what are the Bills going to do? So, speak as a Bills fan for a second. What do you think is going to happen here?
I'm hoping because Denver has done it so much that they pay attention. They know that this is what's going to happen, so you game plan for that. To me, you know they run a college-style offense because they made sure the offense fit him. That's what you're supposed to do. If you got a good player, you kind of tailor things around him because you want him to be successful, and that's what they've done. So you're hoping there's enough film to figure out this is all they do. So the Bills need to make sure that they study and pay attention to what I guess nobody else in the league the last 9 weeks paid attention to, except 2 teams.
Yeah. Now, I mean, there's 2 players that might make a huge impact on this game besides Tim Tebow. There's Marcel Darius and Willis McGahee. Both are listed as injured somewhat right now. McGahee a little bit worse. But my thought is, because now Darius, he was supposed to be drafted by the Broncos, but they passed him up for Von Miller. So he really wants to hurt the Broncos if he ever played. He said this. And McGahee obviously has his history. Buffalo, he hated the city for some stupid reason. So, what impact do you see those 2 players making?
If McGahee plays, I think it's going to be interesting because, like you said, he dogged Buffalo. And you know the one thing we don't like is people dogging our city. Mm-hmm. So, I think it could be, I guess it kind of could turn into an ugly game if they run him a lot because they're going to go after him. It's like you dogged our city. And now you're coming back, so you know it's payback time for us because you didn't want to be here. So you know it'll be interesting. Hopefully Marcel Darius plays because he is a good player, and I do want to see him play. You never want to play against backups to get a win. You want to play against the best. So I'm hoping that he does play.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point too. It could be a double advantage for the Bills, like taking revenge on McGahee and let Darius go out and beat up on Tebow and show them what they missed out on. All right, so let's get into our Bills topic of discussion for this week, coming from one of our YouTube viewers. It's about our favorite topic of all time, the draft. What to do in the 2012 draft. What's your general thoughts? What should we pick?
I don't know. With all the injuries, I'm thinking we need a receiver because we've paid Fitzpatrick, so getting rid of him at this point kind of is senseless because you paid him, which you let him know you had confidence in him. But our receiving core is pretty much gone. So you need somebody who can come in and play. So it'll be interesting to see what the receiving class looks like. But right now, position-wise, I would definitely say we need some receivers.
Yeah, definitely. It would be nice to have like a definite solid number 1 and number 2. I know we got Marcus Easley still trying to not be injured this season. That would be nice to see. We also got Parrish. I mean, a lot of our receivers got injured early on. I would definitely say, kind of in the same respect, I think we need another offensive lineman and we need another outside linebacker because Merriman's probably going to get hurt again, so we need to be prepared for that. We need to have, like, I would be happy if we picked a first rounder on outside linebacker, even though the rumor has it we might be going back to 4-3. It'd be nice to have that guy on the outside, so if Merriman goes down again, we can just throw him in, or vice versa, or whatever. Just have more depth there, and plus, losing an entire line if one guy goes down, and Eric Wood is horrible as well.
Yeah.
So we need another stronger presence in the line so that the line won't be an issue from now on.
Definitely.
So for the first ever time here in Bills pregame, we got a key for the Bills and a key for the Broncos. What's your key for the Broncos?
The key for the Broncos is the defense needs to get back on track. For some reason last week, it did not work out. I don't know what happened, but the Bills are not the Patriots, so if they can get back on track, and with Ryan Fitzpatrick throwing interceptions, Champ Valley can have a really good game.
Yep, and alongside that, well, even though it really isn't, my key to the game is you gotta have turnovers. That's really the only thing you gotta do. Like, the Patriots took a lead on the Broncos because they had a lot of turnovers. And I think if you disrupt Tebow in the background a few times and, take advantage of that, we might actually get the ball more. We gotta control the clock with turnovers. That's what we've done earlier this season. We have to do it again. Okay, what is your pick for the game?
Of course, I'm going with the Broncos. They're going to win this. It's going to be last-minute touchdown by Tebow. As always, I'm going with 30-23.
30-23. That was the last time we beat the Broncos. It was 30-23. So I'm going to be going a different route. I had to consult the Holy Book, and there is no book of Tebow, but there is a 2 Timothy, and I figure that counts because it's Tim Tebow's second season.
Oh.
And under verse 12 it says, "Yeah, and all that shall live godly in Christ Jesus shall suffer persecution. Meaning, I guess that if you honor God, you'll eventually suffer, which is what Tebow's going to have to happen to him at some point. I don't count last week. Everyone expected him to lose. So this week, no one expects him to lose to Buffalo, especially on Christmas. That'll be like a test for him, maybe, if there's any real sign, which I don't think there is, but for those you who do, there might be. So I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills winning this game 31-28 somehow. Don't ask me how, I don't know. So next week we have our season finale against the Patriots. Hopefully we'll have our entire cast here back, so you don't have to see me again. And that's pretty much it. So, and have a happy holiday, and I hope you all have some time off and have, stay healthy and all that good stuff. So, Nikki, I'll give you the last word.
The Broncos.
Ah.